Good afternoon, students. Welcome to Teleeducation. So let's get started with our class today. So as you can see, we are going to deal with English poetry today, right? So which topic? Let's see. Okay. So what do you see here? It's raining, right? Do you remember anything that we discussed in our last class? Okay. Fine. The Voice of the Rain, the poem. You remember by Walt Whitman? Okay, so in our last class, we did half of the poem and today we will cover the rest half. Right, okay. Now, let's take a quick look at the poem. Oh, said I to the soft falling shower, which, strange to tell, gave me an answer as here translated. I am the poem of earth, said the voice of the rain. Eternal I rise, impalpable out of the land and the bottomless sea, upward to heaven, whence, vaguely formed, altogether changed and yet the same. Remember, last class we did up till this point, right? So, what have we learned and till up till this point? Up till this point, we came to know that the speaker suddenly asks the rain that who art thou? Means who are you? And to this particular question, the rain is giving an answer. And whatever the rain is answering, that is our poem. Okay. So the rain answered that I am the poem of earth. Okay. Said the voice of the rain. So the voice of the rain said that it is the poem of earth, the poetry of earth, the expression of earth. Okay. Eternal I rise, impalpable out of the land and the bottomless sea. So it rises out of the sea, okay, upward to heaven, goes to heaven, as humidity goes to heaven, whence vaguely formed, altogether changed and yet the same. So from land and sea it rises to heaven, to the sky. There is change, the changes the form and then comes down again to earth as rain. Right, so up till this point we have discussed in our last class. Let's move ahead with that. I descend to lave the droughts, atomies, dust layers of the globe, and all that in them without me were seeds only, latent, unborn. And forever, by day and night, I give back life to my own origin, and make pure and beautify it. For song issuing from its birthplace after fulfillment, wandering, wrecked or unwrecked, duly with love returns. Okay, so you can see that this particular portion of the poem is in parenthesis. Okay, is within brackets. It's within parenthesis. Why? We will come to know. I will. And then we have seen that poet is. And you remember American poet Walt Whitman. Now let's take a quick recall in our last. Right? Okay. The poet asks the soft falling shower, who are you? I told you this poet, the speaker, suddenly raised a question to the rain that who are you? To this the rain answered. What the rain answered is strange to tell in words. The voice of the rain replied that it is the poem of the earth. Okay. It perpetually rises out of the land and the bottom upward towards the heaven, untouched and unseen. Untouched because you cannot touch humidity, water vapor, and of course you cannot see it as well. You can only feel it, right? Okay. There in the sky it takes a vague shape. Though the form is changed from vapor to rain, yet the essence remains the same. Okay. So in the sky, when it moves from bottomless land and bottomless sea to the sky, it becomes rain and comes down to earth again. So the form changes, but the feeling, the essence remains the same, right? Okay. Now let's of the poem up till the point we have done in the last class. So let's continue from there. Okay. Now I descend to lave the droughts, atomies, dust layers of the globe. I descend. Descend means I come down. So from heaven, from sky, I come down to earth. Okay. So I descend to lave the droughts. Lave here means I come down to reduce the droughts. Okay, droughts you understand, khora. Droughts is a situation of absolute no rain. You can look at the picture, the frame, you can understand that this is drought. You can see no rain. Okay, so I descend to lave the droughts so that there are no droughts. That's why I come down to earth. descend to lay the dross atoms, dust layers of the globe. So I remove all the dust, all the impurities of earth, of globe. Okay, then let's see. And all that in them without me were seeds only, latent, unborn. So even if you keep a seed in maybe in the soil for as many days as you want, but without water, it will always remain as a seed. It will never grow. Right, so that is what is said. And all that in them without me were seeds only. Okay, without rain, seeds will always remain seeds, latent and unborn. They will never grow, never be born. Okay, only when it rains, okay, only when it starts raining, the seeds will turn into crops, plants, trees, bushes. Okay, that's why. And forever by day and night, life to my own origin. And forever by day and night means all day. What I do, I give back life to my own origin. Okay, own origin, from the place I've originated. I originated from earth, from the land, from the bottomless sea. So from where I originated, I again come down to that. I give life to that particular thing only. Life means when as becoming rain, I give back life. So you can feel that. So when it's steep summer, first of all, now it's autumn, winter is coming, right? So but whenever in steep summer, when there is no rain for 15-20 days, do you remember what happens to us? A condition. Okay, everything dried, so hot, diseases, endless, the list is endless. So rain is very, very important. Okay, rain is life, it brings life. So it says, and forever by day and night, all day and all night, what I do, I give back life to my own origin. To my own origin means to earth. So I bring back life to the place from where I originated, to earth. Clear? Do you understand this? Okay, now give back life to my own origin and make pure and beautify it. Rain makes everything beautiful, beautiful, green, clean, dirtless, right? And make pure and beautify it, and purify the earth and beautify the earth. Okay, you can look at the picture. Whenever it's raining, you can look at the frame. It's raining and you can see the leaves are turning green, very beautiful. Okay, so rain beautifies, rain purifies everything, right? Okay, now this part of the paragraph, this part of the poem, sorry, is given within brackets. Okay, so for song issuing from its birthplace after fulfillment, wandering, okay, wandering. Now let's look at the next part. Wrecked or unwrecked, duly with love returns. Okay, now let's look at this part again. What is it saying? For song issuing from its birthplace, right? For song issuing from its birthplace means, so the poet here or the speaker here is comparing the rain with a song. Okay, it is compared, it is, the rain has been compared with a song. Okay, so a song issuing from its birthplace, starting from its birthplace means earth, from where it originated. Okay, after fulfillment means after changing the shape in the sky, wandering. Okay, wandering here and there about. Then what happens? Here and there about. Wrecked or unwrecked means whether it is noticed or not noticed. Duly with love returns. With love, all its love again comes back to earth, to the place of its origin. Okay, so it issues from its birthplace, from earth, okay, goes to the heaven, to the sky, changes a shape there, wanders, and then whether you notice it, you don't notice it, whether you pay attention to it, you don't, it comes back to earth again with love, with all its love, and gives back life to us. So everything which is dead, sullen, drought, rain gives that ounce of life to all these things. Okay, and make them, beautify them, purify them. Clear? Okay, so let's take up the first question of our class today. Let's see what happens to earth when the rain falls back on its surface. Okay, What happens to earth when the rain falls back on its surface? So what happens when the rain falls on the earth surface? Clear? Okay. So you have four options, right? A, it provides water. B, it beautifies and purifies the earth. C, it helps in, or D, it provides water to flora. Now the rain, right. Four options. Look at all the four options very carefully. Remember of the poem? What happens when the rain falls back to earth's surface? What happens then? Okay, remember the lines of the poem and you will have the answer. Fine. Very good. Okay, so the is very good. It is B, right? It beautifies and purifies. You remember the rain falls on the earth. It beautifies and purifies the earth. Okay. Now, 10. Now, we have read. Take a quick summary at those lines. The shower, fine particles and dust earth. The dust pure in the earth. So without rain, remain unborn only. Only once it rains, the seed, crops, plants, trees, whatever. Okay. They sprout to life only when it rains. I told you now. The rain gives back life to the place of our origin. So it starts from earth, the place of its origin, and after a point of time again comes back to the place of its origin, that is earth again. Okay, it beautifies the earth by washing down all impurities. So by washing away all the impurities of the earth, the rain beautifies. The rain is the song of the earth. I told you the poet, the speaker, has compared the rain with a song. Okay, the song of the earth. This earth, and after completing the cycle, comes back to the earth. Love unbothered. I told you it rises from earth, issues from earth. It's the earth is the place of our origin, so it issues from earth, goes back to the sky, to the heaven, takes a shape of the rain, and then comes back to earth. Okay, in the form of showers. Right? Okay. Now let's look at the glossary. Some of the words that seemed a bit difficult from the poem. Let's look at them. So lave means wash away, right? Okay. Atomies means you understand the tiny particles. Latent means unbothered. Okay. Descent means to fall. Descent mean rain. Right. Drought you understand, right? We in Assam often 20-25 days, no rain, no crop. Okay, the soil is dying, everything hardened. So that is drought situation. Okay, clear? I hope. Okay. Now after fulfillment means after completion. Wrecked or unwrecked, you remember the line from the poem, wrecked or unwrecked, duly with love returns. So it's heeded or not heeded, means noticed or not noticed. Whether you notice it or not notice it, whether you pay attention to it or you don't pay attention to it, it will come down to earth again, to the place from where it is originated. So duly with love returns. Systematically with love, it comes back to earth. Clear? Okay. Now, so let's take up our second question for the class today. Let's see what is it. Why does the rain descend to the earth? Why does the rain descend? Descend, you remember? Come down, fall down, okay? So why does the rain descend to the earth? So you have three or four options again. Option A, to wash the drought and provide water. Option B, to provide life on earth. Option C, both A and B, and option D, none of the above. Okay, so out of the four options given to you, which one do you think is the correct option for the given question? The question is, why does the rain descend to the earth? Clear? Okay, so your time starts now. Now give me your responses quickly. Why does the rain descend to the earth? Remember the lines of the poem and you will have you. Okay, now go ahead. Very good. Remember the lines of the poem. Look at Or D, none of the above. So how does the rain help the seeds on the fields, right? Okay. So again, think about it. I give you 5 seconds time. Think about it and tell me. Okay. So the correct response is, how does the rain help the seeds on the fields? By providing life and helping them to grow, right? Okay. Now let's look at what do we have next. What does the word decent mean? I have told you a number of times, I've seen during glossary, and I've told you a number of times while explaining, right? So what does the word decent mean? Let's look at the 4 options. The first one is not clear. The second one is calm down. The third one is to wash. And the fourth one is to hide or hid. Okay. So what does the word decent mean? Remember the lines of the poem? I descend to lave the droughts, dust, atomies, layers. So remember the lines of the poem and then give me your responses. So what does the word decent mean? Right? Okay. So tell me, what is it? All right, very good. So the word descent means come down, the coming down of the rain to earth, descent, right? Okay. Now let's take up the 4th question of our class today. Let's see. Who is the poet of the poem, The Voice of the Rain? You remember we discussed the poet in the last class, in today's class as well. Okay, so now you have to tell me who is the poet of the poem. You have 4 options in front of you. So out of the 4 options, who is the poet? Right? Okay, so your time starts now. Now give me your responses. Who is the poet of the poem, The Voice of the Rain? Right? Okay. Look at all the 4 options carefully. Remember the poem and then give me your responses. Okay? Chalo. All right. Very good. Go ahead. So, who is the poet of The Voice of the Rain? Who is it? Yes, very good. The correct answer is option A, Walt Whitman, right? American poet, journalist, essayist, okay, a man of letters. Now let's think out about this true and false, okay. The rain gives a new lease of life to the earth by washing away all dust and impurities. Okay, so this statement, whether it's true or false, let's see. So the rain gives a new lease of life, a new phase of life to the earth by washing away all dust and impurities. So it is true or false? What do you think? Is it? It is true or false? Yes, very good. This is true, right? So this is true. The rain do give a new lease of life to the washing away all dust and impurities. Okay, now look at this one. Growth of seeds is possible without rain. Okay, so growth of seeds is possible without rain. What do you think? This is true or false? Growth of seeds is possible without rain. What is it? Very good. This is false, right? Because without rain, there cannot be any kind of growth. Forget about seeds. Any kind of growth without rain isn't possible. The nature itself will die without rain. Okay? Now, after completing the cycle, the rain comes back to earth. So whether it's true or false, we have discussed it a number of times, right? So after completing the cycle, the rain comes back to earth. True or false? It is? Yes, very good. It is true, right? Okay. Now, so let's take up this question. This is our 5th question for the class today. Let's see. Where does the song or the rain return in the end? Okay, so song and rain here are used synonymously because the poet has compared the rain with a song, right? So where does the song or rain return in the end? In the end of the poem, what do we see? Where do they return? Okay, there are 4 options: to the poet, to ocean, to earth, to the clouds. Okay, so where does the song or the rain, because song and rain are used synonymously by the poet or the speaker, so where does the song and the rain return in the end of the poem, right? Okay, so your time starts now. Look at all the four options carefully and then think about your response, right? Go ahead. Remember the lines of the poem towards the end, and you will have the answer, right? Okay. Remember the lines and the explanation that I gave you. So, remembering that, you can have the correct answer to the question. Where does the song or the rain, which the poet has used synonymously in the poem, where does it return in the end? And the answer is yes, option C, to earth, right? It returns to earth, isn't it? Okay, fine. Now, let's move ahead and let's see what do we have next for us, okay? So we have solved some exercise questions. So now let's understand them, okay? So how is the cyclic movement of rain brought out in the poem? So how is that happening? So how is the cyclic movement of the rain, that the rain starts from the land to the bottom and the bottomless sea goes to heaven, okay? There it changes shape from vapor, it becomes rain and then comes back to earth. So how is this cyclic movement shown in the poem, right? Okay. So the poet Walt Whitman describes the cyclic movement of the rain in the poem. The rain first rises out of the land and the bottomless sea in the form of water vapor. I told you so. In the form of water vapor, it starts from land or the bottomless sea, goes to heaven. Okay. In the sky, it cools down and takes the form of fall back to their place of origin. The showers again come back to the earth, which is the place of its origin, thereby the entire cyclical process, right? Okay, and then let's see what we have. We have, this is a very important question. Why are the last two lines of the poem put within? Remember that those lines, for song issuing from its birthplace, after fulfillment, wandering, or unwrecked duly with love returns. So parenthesis put within bracket, right? So why? What is the reason? Now let's see. The last two lines of the poem put within bracket meaning to the poem, okay? Elaborates the meaning of the poem. Here the poet comes to the rain. The rain is the song of the earth. So here the poet specifically mentions, the speaker specifically mentions that the rain is the song of earth, okay? After rising out of the earth and completing its course, it comes back to earth, which is the place of its origin. So that cyclic movement, that cyclic understanding and remembering this cyclic movement is important from your exam point of view, right? Okay, so with this we have almost tag and so this is our moral value based question for the day. As you know, in such questions we give you a situation to and ask you for a probable solution, right? Today the question is, a new student has joined your class. So there is a new fellow in your class, a new student in your class. Okay, he looks poor and ugly and thus everyone is hesitant to take him as a friend. But what happens is the new student looks very ugly, shabby. That's why nobody is willing to be a particular person. Okay, but what happens? You develop a friendship with him and share with him the previous class notes, etc. So you slowly and gradually develop a friendship. So share the previous class notes when that particular student was not even a part of your all these things with that particular the virtue displayed by you in this situation is means virtue are you playing in the situation. Okay, so we have four options here: imagination, B respect, C loyalty, and D equality. Equality irrespective of caste, color, and creed. Out of the four options, which option do you think is the correct option? So your time First, you give me your responses, and then I will tell you what I think is the virtue, the appropriate, right? Now, go ahead and tell me. Look at the situation carefully, understand the situation, and then look at the moral virtue options, right? Okay. The correct virtue displayed by you, which I think is option D, equality. Okay, equality irrespective of caste, color, creed. Why equality? Because a new student has joined your class. He might look poor, might look dirty, might look shabby, not as much smart as you, but no matter what, he is like just like of this school, a student of your class, and he deserves to get all equal opportunities. So whatever opportunities you are getting, you're getting class notes and everything, so each and every opportunity should be given to him as well. There should not be discrimination of his caste, color, or creed equally. Yeah. Okay. So with this we will just take up this last. Your time starts now. So just take a quick recapitulation. Today, the second part of the ray. In our last class, we have done the first the poem, the glossary, summary, the question answers, and everything. In today's class, we discuss the second part of the poem, with which we have completed the poem, and also we discuss the summary, question answers, solved exercises, so that it might help you to understand the poem better, right? Okay, so with this we have come to the end of our class here today. We will meet again very soon in our next class. Till then, keep reading and keep learning. Thank you so much.